Hello and welcome to Newscentre. I'm Parikshit Luthra. Union ministers and top BJP leaders are in Karnataka for campaigning 2 weeks ahead of the state elections. UP Chief Minister Adityanath campaigned in Mandya today. He attacked the Congress for allegedly supporting the banned organizations such as PFI. Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi is campaigning in the state as well. She was seen campaigning in Mysuru and enjoying a meal at Mailari Hotel. Meanwhile, Rahul Gandhi approached a Gujarat court on seeking a stay on his conviction in the Modi surname case. So what are the key election issues this time around? Remember, this is the first big litmus test for both the BJP and the Congress ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha polls. Joining me now to take this forward, we have with us Vijay Grover, senior journalist and political analyst, Nagarajan Sundaram. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Nagarajan Sundaram, if I can begin with you, how does the BJP stand this time around? It is battling anti-incumbency. There have been exits, high-profile exits of Lingayat leaders. How is the BJP poised as far as retaining the state is concerned?
Thank you very much for calling me. In Karnataka, actually, BJP has been on the rise ever since 1999. 83, they had only 18 seats. Afterwards, actually, slowly they started getting momentum. And they came to power in 2004 after Dharam Singh government was dismissed, and JDS and BJP actually went on a power sharing, which failed ultimately. But in 2008, they got 110 seats. That also did not actually the clear majority, but they somehow managed and manufactured a majority and went on to complete the term, but with a lot of allegations and losing public sympathy and all. So in 2013 election, the person who has been unseated by BJP central leadership themselves, he floated a new party and contested the election, causing the defeat for the BJP. Not only he, B. Sriramulu and the erstwhile Bellary brothers, they also, BRSCP, they formed another party. They all contested. But surprisingly, actually, all these three parties put together, their vote showed remained almost 34%. So they lost the seats. If you just compare the 2008 and 2018, in which election also actually the BJP got around 104 seats. They won 69 to 70 seats in both 2008 and 2018. 2013 is an aberration because BJP went with a, what do you call that, divided party. They contested in the three different groups. That's why actually we can, if we leave that and they give the benefit of doubt to the BJP, so they were in almost in 70 seats, they won in both the 2008 and 2018. Whereas Congress, in 2008 and 2013, they could win only both the elections, same seats. So only 40 seats. JDS won only 13 seats. So another way of looking at, because I am a political watcher, which who gives actually a lot of importance to the secondary data. The earlier elections data, I compute it and calculate it and analyze it. Based on that, I give my prediction. In 2018, my prediction was almost dot off. Right. I gave BJP 103 to 105. They got 104. So another way of looking at it, actually, in 2018 election and 2013 and 2008 elections, BJP were in all the three elections, they continuously won 23 seats. Congress won 27 seats. JDS won 10 seats. And Congress came second in, won twice in 52 seats. Whereas BJP won twice in 68 seats. And JDS won twice in 13 seats. So if you have a rough calculation, so my expectation is that BJP will come around to 89 to 90 seats and Congress will stuck to some 80 seats and the Janata Dal will be around 23 to 25 seats. That's what my expectation is. But as far as actually the BJP is
So you feel,
concerned,
sir,
BJP
so
is
you
strong
feel,
in-
Mr. Sundaram, that JDS will be the kingmaker in this election? You think the JDS will be a kingmaker?
Could be. That is their actually always their game plan. JDS always gets 80%, 75 to 80% of their seats only in the old Mysuru region. In that also, Mandya, Hassan, this Ramanagaram, Bangalore rural, these are all the seats actually they get completely. Even last time also, the JDS got a maximum number of seats from there. Congress drew a blank in Mandya and Hassan districts. Whereas Congress has been getting lots of seats in Mysuru district. In 2008 and 2013, they got 8 seats out of 11 or 12 seats. But last 2018 election, JDS got 6 seats. That was. And this Chamarajanagar JDS get only 1 seat. BJP gets lot of seats only in Tumkuru district.
Okay.
Other districts, 1 or Ikkadukka,
Mr.
1 or
Sundaram,
2 seats.
Mr. Sundaram,
But in Kodagu,
specifically,
always BJP
as
gets
far as the Congress
2
goes,
seats. Only 2 seats are
the
in
Congress
Kodagu district.
under Siddaramaiah, what are the advantages for the Congress this time around? Can the Congress take control of the state from the BJP? This is also the first election for the Congress after Rahul Gandhi has been disqualified as MP. Will there be some sympathy for the Congress party? Doing away with reservation for Muslims, is that going to go in favor of the Congress party, Mr. Sundaram?
The doing away with reservation is not going to help Congress. It may help BJP to some certain extent. Congress, this Padayatra, actually I am not very sure. It could help, or this disqualification of Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, that may help in some constituencies. Somewhere actually they can consolidate that. But traditionally, the BJP is strong.
All right, Mr. Sundaram, I'll request you to hold on. Yeah, I'll request you to hold on. Vijay Grover is also joining us at this point. Mr. Grover, thank you very much for being with us. Tell us, what are the big issues that will play out for the voters in election on the 10th of May?
Well, Parikshit, as far as this particular election is concerned, I would say from the people's point of view, it is an issueless election. Given the fact that people of the state have been, just recovering from COVID and getting back to normal lives, this election is actually forced on them, and this is something where they're just waiting that the rituals are over and new government comes in place. But yes, for the political parties, the stakes are very high, given the fact that the Congress, which is making a bid to come back to power in the state, and for the BJP, it is a crucial state ahead of 2024, so it is not sparing any effort, we could say, as far as this election is concerned, because this could be the trendsetter for the 2024, and that's how the BJP is taking it, that it could be a semi-final, and the third bigger party, the JDS, for it, it's a matter of survival. Whether this election will change the fortunes, because it's been out of power for a long time, and now will it make a bid and come back? That is the thing. Yes, but if you look at the issues which are there, at the moment the people are concerned about corruption, because you must be remembering the fact that there was this charges of 40% corruption in the government, and we had several such incidents which came to light and put the government in bad light. But the BJP is trying to fight all that out with the charisma of Prime Minister Modi, and hoping that they'll be able to get this election going with the charisma of Mr. Modi, who is expected in the state in the next 3 days and is expected to do about 25 rallies in 7 days' time.
Right. Do you feel the Lingayat vote could be impacted for the BJP? We have seen pictures of Prime Minister Modi and Yediyurappa walking together. Those pictures have been displayed a lot on social media and on television channels. But two major Lingayat leaders have left the BJP, joined the Congress party. Will the Lingayat vote be intact for the BJP?
Parikshit, you know the state pretty well. You've been here in the past as well. And, the Lingayats are certainly a key factor. I would give credit to the Lingayat community and its leader, B.S. Yediyurappa, who has been instrumental in helping the BJP grow in the south of India. But the kind of treatment that he got, or his son got in the last couple of years when they were sidelined, Yediyurappa was asked to step down and Bommai replaced him, sent a very wrong signal to the Lingayat community. And this was closer to the election. We saw that, Amit Shah and the other senior BJP leaders like JP Nadda tried to convince Yediyurappa to take an active part in this election. But the last few days ahead of this election, we saw Jagdish Shettar leave, Lakshman Savathy leave, because they were denied an opportunity to contest elections again. So this has sent a very wrong signal as far as the community feels. And community leaders feel that, after the way Virendra Patil was forced to step down by Rajiv Gandhi, this could be another turning point which could shift the way the Lingayats stand with the BJP. So clear.
All right, we seem to be losing that link, but Vijay Grover, Mr. Sundaram, thank you very much for being with us here on CNBC-TV18 Newscentre, telling us what the election could be all about on the 10th of May and the issues that are likely to play out as well. Let's get you a report by our colleague Akriti Anand on the key issues in this election, what different political parties are doing in order to catch the imagination of the Karnataka voter.
It is the big semi-final of the year. Ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha polls, Karnataka will be the first big litmus test for the BJP and the Congress.
ये कांग्रेस के लोगों को पता नहीं कि कर्नाटका के लोगों ने संकल्प ले लिया है। अगर उनका संकल्प है मोदी तेरी कब्र खुलेगी, तो कर्नाटका का सपना है मोदी तेरा कमल खिलेगा।
दुख की बात है कि आज हिंदुस्तान के लोकतंत्र पर बीजेपी और आरएसएस के लोग आक्रमण कर रहे हैं, हिंसा फैला रहे हैं, नफरत फैला रहे हैं और देश का पूरा धन चुने हुए लोगों के हाथ कर रहे हैं।
For the BJP, Karnataka is a prestige battle. The Prime Minister has inaugurated projects worth over 18,000 crores in the state in the last few weeks, and retaining the state is bound to be a challenge. The Lingayat vote will be a critical factor. The BJP, which has always positioned itself as the custodian of the Lingayats, suffered setbacks with former CM Jagdish Shettar and former Deputy CM Lakshman Savathy quitting the party to join the Congress. This after the two Lingayat leaders were denied tickets. Former CM Yediyurappa has said that despite setbacks, the BJP will make a comeback.
I think we are going to get absolute majority and we are going to form the government.
Experts say the exit of Shettar and Savathy does provide an opportunity for the Congress.
Jagdish Shettar claimed at least 25 seats to be affected by his leaving the party. The Congress party itself feels confident of getting 30 more seats as a result. So let's cut it by half, 15, which is still a big number.
The BJP has fielded over 50 new faces to beat opposition's charges of corruption and anti-incumbency. The Congress, meanwhile, needs a morale booster. The Grand Old Party is in majority in 3 states and need more electoral win ahead of general elections. The Congress is facing factionalism with power tussle between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar. For winning the Karnataka elections, it is important for a political party to not only have the support of key caste groups, but also that of all subcastes of ST, SC, OBCs and Muslims in the state. And it is not just about BJP versus Congress. The JDS under H.D. Kumaraswamy has set for itself a Mission 123 target. Since 1999, when the JDS was first formed, the party has come into coalition twice, and in 2018, it was the kingmaker. This time too, the performance of JDS is a factor to look out for. In New Delhi, Akriti Anand, CNBC-TV18.
Welcome back. You are watching Newscentre. US President Joe Biden formally launched his re-election campaign for the 2024 presidential elections on Tuesday. In a video message posted online, Biden asked Americans to give him another 4 years to finish what he started, saying that the battle for the country's soul is not finished and this is not a time to be complacent. Vice President Kamala Harris is said to be his running mate yet again. Biden is the oldest president in U.S. history at the age of 80. His announcement has set the stage for a potential rematch between him and former President Donald Trump. Joining me now to take this forward are Ambassador Neelam Deo and also former Ambassador Rakesh Sood. Ambassador Sood, if I can begin with you, what do you think about President Joe Biden's chances at this stage? There have been a slew of legislations he has brought out over the last few months to shore up his electoral ratings. And according to a Reuters Ipsos poll, his approval ratings are at 39% right now. How is that for a sitting candidate ahead of the U.S. presidential election?
Well, 39% may not appear very attractive, Parikshit, at the moment. But the fact is that sitting presidents have always had an edge. And to that extent, I think that President Biden will also actually improve in the ratings as the campaign goes along. Of course, much will depend upon how the campaign progresses, because clearly, unlike Donald Trump, President Biden would probably be more presidential in his approach rather than going and, traveling extensively across the states and things like that, partly because of the other obligations that he has in the White House. And I think that being presidential will probably help. So my guess is that they would hope that somewhere along the process, Donald Trump will stumble. I mean, he has the propensity, as you know, to kind of shoot off his mouth or on occasion. And that will also rebound to President Biden's favor. So far, I would say that he certainly has an edge, despite the obvious disadvantage of the age. You know, he is the oldest president that the U.S. will have. He'll be 82 when he takes over. He'll be 86 when he hands over. But there is also a new change. There are also changes in his campaign team, which are interesting to see, which meant quite clearly when he announced his new campaign manager, Julie Chavez, it was quite clear that Kamala Harris was going to be the running mate. So I think that is also an interesting development and worth noting.
Right. Let me go across to Ambassador Neelam Deo as well, who's joining us. Ambassador Deo, as far as the Republican camp goes, we had also seen how the Republicans had a very strong base, and Donald Trump had high approval ratings and a very strong voter base even after the Capitol riots, after the results of the last election in the United States. How do you think the Republicans are poised at this juncture ahead of the U.S. presidential election, Ambassador Deo? All right. We believe we will be joined by Ambassador Deo in some time from now. But if I could put that question to you, Ambassador Rakesh Sood, where do you think things stand for the Republicans? How are they poised?
Well, Donald Trump is obviously the front runner, but there have been reports for a long time that Governor Ron DeSantis is likely to pose a challenge. Now, if that were to happen, then the nomination battle would be an interesting one. For President Biden, although there is some talk of one or two people who are interested and have put forward, including a grandnephew of former President Kennedy, but then I don't think that these are likely to be of much concern. So while President Biden's nomination or renomination for the election is more or less a given, I am not so sure if the same can be said for Donald Trump.
Right. Ambassador Deo, what are the big issues that we'll see play out in the run-up to the U.S. presidential election as far as the approval for U.S. effort in Ukraine? Do you think that will be up for strong debate? Republicans will question our investments in that war, our involvement in that war. There may be a question that this is a European war and why are we spending so much money on it?
Sorry, is that question directed to me?
Yes, Ambassador Deo.
Hello, is that question directed to me?
Yes, Ms. Deo.
Hello?
Yes, Ms. Deo, the question is directed to you. Yeah. Do you feel there will be a debate on the Ukraine war, whether U.S. expenditure, their involvement is really justified? Do you think Republicans will question that and seek answers from the Democrats?
Yes, of course. I think the Republicans are already raising those questions. They plan to hold hearings on that, not so much because they don't support Ukraine against Russia, but more because they're talking about the amounts that have been delivered of weapons and of financial aid, which are approaching almost $1 trillion already. So I think that the questions will relate to how much the United States is extending support to Ukraine in this war, because they will define it as a European war in the end. But it will not be a question of whether there should be any support at all to Ukraine and more broadly to Europe, which is very concerned about the war.
Right. Ambassador, one more question. The key domestic issues that will play out during the next 6 to 8 months. We already saw a lot of rhetoric, a lot of extremism with the Capitol riots, and there was support in a way for Donald Trump's campaign as well. What are some of the local issues that will play out in the US election that Biden will have to defend himself on and defend the Democrats on?
So I think that these issues, there are many issues. They may vary from different blocks within the electorate. For instance, abortion will remain a big issue for women voters particularly, but also for other Democratic voters. Other issues will be, jobs. Employment is not at this moment a problem in the United States because the rate of unemployment has fallen. But wages and whether wages are able to keep up with inflation, that is a big issue because even though people are able to get jobs, wages have been rising, they find that they are feeling worse off. They do not feel secure. And that will certainly be another issue. And then there is always issues which should be a big cluster under how the society and the police and other sectors within the United States actually deal with African-American issues, whether it is police violence. Guns are a big issue for Democrats, but obviously these are also issues which the Republicans will be framing in ways that are favorable to them. The right to bear arms, for instance, is a big and important concern for many Republicans. So those are the other issues that will be playing out. Immigration remains an issue, and how to deal with it at the border will continue to be another issue.
Okay. All right, we've run out of time, but Ambassador Deo, Ambassador Rakesh Su, thank you very much for being with us here on Newscentre on Biden's bid for re-election next year. With that, it's a wrap on Newscentre. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.